shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Run.
That's right, folks. Run. We got another episode of The Problem with That. And today's problem with that, hits a little harder to home because I'm actually battling with this one currently. Face shields, not adequate enough protection for our health departments. And I'm just going to start off and say the problem with that is they're better than face masks when it comes to helping to stop and protect and curb the spread of COVID-19. Actually, the spread of any disease, folks. I don't know. I mean, everybody's starting to say, oh, it's because of COVID. It's because of COVID. All these practices, all this stuff that's going on can curb any disease, any illness, and any transmittable disease that we carry in our bodies. The common cold, the flu, all that stuff. I mean, we can stop a lot of it by this, but we got to be a little bit smarter about what we're doing because face masks, yes, have a con, but they are a pro, but they are very non helpful when it comes to transmit or stopping the spread or transmission of COVID-19. And I'm going to pull up a chart here and we're going to break right into this and I'm going to go over some stuff and show you exactly what I mean. And I don't understand how our health officials here can actually tell us that face shields are not an appropriate face covering for employees to wear while they're on their job when, thanks, Gaj. Hold up. Damn it, would you move? Thank you. Why face coverings aren't appropriate, and this is coming straight from our local health department here in my area, that those are not permissible and acceptable face coverings when I'm going to show you right now that they're better and they should be permitted. And I don't understand why I'm having to fight to have some people keep their jobs right now because of issues over this. So a face mask pro here is it does create a seal around your side of your mouth and your face and all that. Now, it is harder to disinfect and clean when you're home, and a lot of times you should probably throw them away, but we don't want to do that because that costs a lot of money, and people would rather try to wash and reuse and do all that stuff. They require special machinery for production and actual face masks, the ones that are like respirators and stuff like that do. The cloth ones that most people are wearing around out of shirts and cuts and they're just cut it out like that do very little and are pretty much just for show and not actually protecting you against jack shit. Difficult to communicate to others. When you have this on, it's harder to talk. Your words are muffled. Everything's muffled, and you can't see. And if you're deaf and hard of hearing, heck, you can't talk to nobody except if they know sign language. If you can read lips, I mean, you're not going to be able to do that. Limited durability. These things are going to get washed out just like your jeans do. Holes are going to start forming and very quickly because you got to wash these things every day, folks. It's not like a pair of underwear. You can turn it inside out and rewear it again. It just doesn't work that way. Requires touching your face to put it on and or adjust, and I'll show you what I mean when I go to put mine on here in a little bit. And it's not comfortable and they're hard to breathe. So, I mean, besides the fact it makes a seal around your mouth and your nose, face masks are not the way we should be going, or not the only way, I should say. It should not just be that. It should not just be that. And for the face shield, the only con is it doesn't create a seal there, so still aerosol particles could get in, but they got to go down and around and then back up. They can't just hit you right in the face. Easily disinfect it. It's really easy to take a plastic face shield, spray it down with disinfectant, and wipe it off. It's going to last you millions of uses rather than probably just 50 to 100. Easy for manufacturers, just a piece of plastic. Plastic molding goes in and comes out very easy. Not a lot of material needed there. Makes lip reading possible. There it comes back. It helps out the deaf and hard of hearing. Easily washable and reused, easily over and over and over again, 100,000 plus times. Prevents wearer from touching their face. Ding, 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 ding. We're told we're not supposed to touch our face and our nose, but now we're told we have to wear a mask and everything that requires us to touch our face and our nose. So why wouldn't you want something that is able to not to limit you for what you touch your face and your nose? Comfortable to wear, and they're easier to breathe, and reinforces the importance of physical distancing because it's putting a barrier between you and somebody else, an actual physical hard barrier. So I just really don't understand why health departments, especially the one in my area, feels that a face shield is not acceptable to be wearing while you're at work. Now, mind you, okay, here's the one that my job gave me. You can see right through it. I mean that's not. I mean it might stop a little bit, but that's not gonna stop a lot. And I'll go ahead and put it on here real quick for you. Just throw this on here for a minute. Oh, there it is. It's up in my eyes. Okay, I pull it down, touch my nose, make sure. Oh, yep. See, I'm all touchy, touchy, touchy. So I'm all touching my nose and everything. Oh, see, it fell down a little bit, so I gotta do that. So now it's up again, and I touch my nose again. So as you're working all day, this adjusts, this moves. It doesn't just stay in one spot, and you got to do. And now my glasses are fogging up a little bit. But the fact that I can do that means that there's a lot of air and aerosol and a lot of that stuff coming out and coming through just while I'm wearing this mask. So this mask is not protecting me against much. It's more of just a ploy, something to get people to feel safe and everything else. Now, mind you, then I'm gonna make a makeshift face shield here, folks. This is literally just makeshift. I mean, this works good. I wouldn't recommend using this style. You try to find a different style. But I'm put my face shield on here, and now I have a barrier up here. It's down below my chin. I don't know how well you can hear me because it still hinders the talking ability and everything. But if I grab my lighter here, there's nothing getting through at all. But yet, that's not acceptable. That you can't be having that. That's not acceptable. It's not. Aerosol might come up and around, and it might get in your face. Well, there's nothing's perfect, folks. Nothing. There's not a one that is completely sealed unless you pull on a full sealed hazmat suit, and that's the helmet, the air tanks, the whole body, everything. And that one's going to be impenetrable, but nothing that we're going to do that anybody's going to accept to do is going to be 100% foolproof. Now, there's a article here, and if you want to look it up here, just go down into the description of the video and everything, and I'll have a link to this article I found. It was in Business Insider, and it was May 1st, so this was about a week ago that this article came out, and it's titled "Face Shields May Be Better Than Homemade Masks. Here's Why We Should Try one on." And it basically goes, wearing a face mask prevents the spread of coronavirus in public, has quickly become the norm in cities in New York and Berlin. And Paris has promised to give out enough free washable cloth masks for everyone in the city to have one as the City of Lights prepares to reopen. Could a simple and affordable face shield, if universally adopted, provide enough added protection when added to testing, contact tracing, and hand hygiene to reduce transmission below critical threshold? And that was the question asked to JAMA. And here's why plastic face shields, we already went through that. They use them in hospitals. Now, they use them on top of the masks also, which, again, just adds one more layer for them for protection because they definitely don't want to do it. But we went through that. But face shields come in various forms, but all provide a clear plastic barrier that covers the face. That I was pretty told our thing was you had to have a face covering. This is a face covering. Doctors Eli, sorry if I butcher this, Perwentius, Daniel DeCama, and Michael Edmond wrote in their JAMA viewpoint, again in the article below, for optimal protection, the face shield should extend below the chin and to the ears laterally, and then should be no exposure gap between the forehead and the shield's head plate. Now, I didn't have one. My bill kind of did that, but most of them do. Through the studies on face shields are scarce. One cough simulation study in 2014. So this was done 6 years ago. Exposed that the shield could reduce a person's viral exposure to a cough expelled less than 18 inches away by 96%. There ain't a goddamn face covering that somebody created in their back room or in their bathroom or in their kitchen cutting apart an old shirt that's going to protect you 96%. Remember, masks are not very well tested virus catcher solutions either, nor do all the experts think we should be wearing them. So again, this is still a big argument. I don't know why health departments feel that we followed the rules. I have a face covering on, and now you're telling me my face covering's not good enough for you. Well, I'm sorry, it is. It is plenty enough. These businesses have been operating for the last 3 months and have not needed this. They've worked with the same 13 people that they do. They don't work with the public, and now all of a sudden the face shield is not good enough face protection for you. So again, this is really starting to become a very fucked up issue, and the health departments need to fucking get their heads out of their asses and understand that there are other ways besides a face, like an actual breathable mask tightly knit right across your face, to stop and treat and not spread of diseases. What we don't understand is what does it do for behavior. Even face mask research and Professor Ben Cowell, who studies infectious disease control at the University of Hong Kong and wears a mask when he's in public, says masks are not a perfect solution and it's worth considering new ways of protecting ourselves when out and about. Again, face shield works just fine. Why can't we do it? Why are the health departments cracking down on this? And why are people starting to have to worry about, going to see a doctor to get a note because of the fact that face shields cause them, or face masks cause them problems, and they found a solution, found something that actually works. And now that what actually works, that's not good enough. You can't do that. You have to do this other thing. Well, that's fucking bullshit. And if this is the way it's going to go, I'm going to start rebelling. And the problem with that is, the United States is not going to recover ever from this if we keep pushing the bullshit that's being pushed in this country. So, you know what? There is no problem with face shields. There might be a problem with face masks. Only time will tell. And for that, I'll leave it with that.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!